Yeah, I know. And look, we do need to get an intro song for this eventually, but we have been, fellas, we've been obsessed. If you're new around these parts, and we're on the front page, so there's quite a few new people here today. So, and by the way, before I show you this wonderful stuff here, do me a favor, guys, hit the like button. Makes us look cool, and subscribe button. Of course, the most important. We want one of them plaques, and make sure that you join our locals. You don't even have to like pay for the locals, but just join it because like that's seems to have been the easiest way. It seems to be the easiest way to get in contact with the fans, right? Because like when you post something on locals, it'll send out an email and go, hey, you know, blah blah blah,
get notified.
And it's been a lot easier than like, you know, I always tell people to check. You don't even have to pay. I mean, we obviously prefer you do the $5, but you just do it for free. Because we make announcements and stuff there, and it's a lot easier to get that stuff out to everyone that's a member than going like, oh, check Twitter or Facebook or Instagram, or maybe you missed a show. It's just the easiest way to keep contact with the show, and it helps us out. Anyway, Drew Barrymore.
We have a legend in the house.
Yeah? Drew it to me, baby.
Hey, he's a legend, because remember that when he did a photo shoot for his miscarriage?
Oh, that was fucking
remember that?
Unbelievable.
Remember
that shit?
Or Mr. EGOT.
For those who don't know, an EGOT is somebody who wins an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. The good news is all those awards haven't meant anything for 30 years.
I mean...
It's not a bad way to be introduced.
It's certain...
You get a question with John Legend.
He's a hack, yes.
No, I know he's a hack. Number one, he is... man, I got this guy down to a T already. He's self-conscious about his heights because those are the shoes that have an extra inch. Tennis shoes that have an extra inch. So it's not even go the dress shoes. Some dress shoes have kind of a lift. So he's very self-conscious about that. He's trying to be like that soft-spoken, safe black guy with his look, like that sweater and the tight pants. Bro, he's a gay guy.
I mean...
It's not a bad way to be introduced.
It certainly is not when you're John Legend.
I don't know how you could possibly tell that this man is gay.
Well, because his sperm doesn't work. Drew Barrymore goes to the school of thought that some women go to.
School of thought?
Yeah, the school of thought, which is loud. Loud means funny. Loud means funny.
Yeah, she's doing her best Ricky Lake impression, bro.
Yeah, this is basically who Dylan Mulvaney bases his personality off of.
Yes,
it is.
I heard a story about your table at the Vanity Fair.
I heard a story about the miscarriage photo shoot.
Yeah, my producer, my producer gave you tidbits to write down on little cards, and then they gave me those cards, and it said something about your table at the fucking
But then she rolled up those cards and snorted coke with them.
Yes, I love the way they always do that. Like, I heard this story about you. No. Your producers went in the green room and went, I know we got to plug the new album, but like, what do you got? Give us a cute story, some kind of wacky thing. And then they go back and give it to the guy.
That's why Nathan Fielder did something. Nathan Fielder had a show, and I recommend it, by the way, if you watch it, called Nathan for You.
Okay.
And basically what he did was it was a like one of those reality shows, like kind of like in the vein of Bar Rescue, except he would go to these real businesses, like real world, and they come out and said this was real world businesses and pitch these crazy ideas, right? Like one shop, we went to a yogurt shop and he was like, look, we need money. And so we did so basically he said, we're going to have a poop flavored yogurt, right? And the mentality was like, they're stupid, that's so dumb. But then the place did really well because everyone came to see the poop because they got on the local news or whatever. Fine. He did one that was beautiful. And he was on, Nathan Fielder was promoting the new season of his show, and he went on Jimmy Kimmel. So he goes on Jimmy Kimmel, and he tells one of these same stories where they had to talk to the producer, the whole thing, and he goes on there, and the story to surmise is very quick. His luggage accidentally got swapped out with somebody else's luggage at the airport, which is a relatable story. It happens. When he got his luggage, it was the luggage of a fat guy, and he had to go to a wedding. Well, he had to go to a wedding, so the guy goes, look, just wear my suit. He put the suit on, and it was too big for him, so he took a picture in the big suit. He got pulled over, and what fell out of his pocket was a little baggie of powder. And then the cop, when he gets the cop's like, what are you doing with this bag, whatever. And then the guy that owns the bag, he calls him and he goes, hey, look, there's a bag pattern. He gives it to the cop. The cop goes, okay, you could be on your way. He goes, what was in it? He goes, oh, it was my dad's ashes. It was this whole long story, right?
I do remember.
If you hear the story, that if it's real, that's fucking hilarious, right? Jimmy Kimmel says, what a great guest. That was so great. 3 months later, the show airs. The whole thing was fake. He was like, he sat there and he said he watched footage like this of these things. He goes, he compiled, he's autistic, every interview and said, okay, the best stories with celebrities are when they talk about cops or dealing with cops or getting pulled over. That gets the biggest laugh since Johnny Carson. So he built this whole story. He goes, but you can't lie. And then he showed a clip of Brian Williams talking about getting shot by sniper fire. Because if you lie, there's consequences. So he goes, so I'm going to tell the wild story, but I have it to be real. So what he went and did was he paid a guy to go to the airport and get the same luggage as him. He swapped it out. He paid a cop to read a script, and he said, "What am I going to do? The guy's dad that I use, his dad's alive, so I can't use the ashes." He had the father clip his nails and pull some hair out and burn it, so technically it was still his ashes. Jimmy Kimmel had to come out and go, "I was fooled. I cannot believe I fell for it." And it's true. Nathan Fielder's show's so good because he made the media look fucking stupid.
That's really they're so hungry to get a good story. They're not going to.
They don't care. They don't care how stupid it is. Yep.
Our Oscars party.
Yes.
It was the most sought after table to be at. Why?
It was a great table.
Why?
Well,
oh my God, I don't find her that attractive.
No.
To be honest with you.
Well, she's old now.
Even when she was younger.
No, I was joking. I was talking about Drew Barrymore. Because he said,
I got you.
Chrissy Teigen was never a thing really to me. She's always had that weird, that cherubic face. It was weird.
Why does she keep doing this? Why does she? Oh, because that's how she got every job. Same joke. You get it, boys.
God, that was really good. Was really
Same joke.
You get it. You get it. They're carting us off of the field.
Least we can do. You know, women have to go through so much to bring life into the world and breastfeed and all that.
And photo shoots.
These other things.
Babies.
And women have to go through so much, like us. We have a nanny raising our kids.
Starts being all passive aggressive to his wife on TV. It's like, oh man, all this stuff that women have to go through to bring a life into this world, and and that's for women that get it right the first time, unlike some women. But whatever, I'm not gonna making her feel like shit.
Well, she already had the makeup on. Why don't take the Instagram pictures? See, Virgie, you could relate to this. See, how are your nannies and chefs? Are they good with your kids?
What?
Good job, Virgie.
Virgie's like, what the fuck are my kids?
Way to keep
What
you
we can
on
do
the
is change a
prize.
diaper, honestly.
Bro, she's still on drugs, right? Like she still has to. She always looks strung out.
Yeah.
Like
if she wasn't, she would die.
Yeah, no, I know. But she looks like somebody. Drew Barrymore definitely looks like someone that is, and I know Marshall knows exactly, that's good at taking drugs.
Yeah,
what I mean
functioning
is,
addict.
she could she can get through this whole show. She'll read her fucking lines, but also she did a few of them.
Yeah. She might be like 10, 15 minutes late over there, but you know what? She's nice when she comes in.
Yeah.
Everyone likes her. It's like, all right, she's cool. She's not leaving us waiting for fucking 2 hours.
Right.
She gets here. She's just a hot mess when she gets here. It's whatever. We'll deal with it.
Drew Barrymore is that bitch that can still get Quaaludes.
Yes, seriously. Yeah, you're right.
You gotta figure these are all leftover staff from shows prior. So it's like leftover, like
Ellen. I think Ellen.
people
I'm gonna say Ellen
and
people.
Rosie O'Donnell people.
That's a good one.
And people probably have worked with Steve Harvey before, and these are people that like.
Well, they wouldn't know. He's not allowed to make eye contact in the
That's what I
halls.
mean. They'll take Drew Barrymore because she might be a little bit of a mess, but as long as we can keep the budget of this show down and crank this crap out and get to the sponsors, I'm sure these people have PTSD from their former hosts. So they're probably like, hey, you know what? We're never going to shoot for the fucking stars with the Drew Barrymore show, but you know what? I haven't hated going into work in a long time.
And she has the best drugs.
Yeah. She's just all wine drunk all day, but she's nice, and she does the air kisses at everybody, and she's all pleasant. I'll deal with that rather than a fucking angry lesbian all day.
Goofy Boots, she partied at Studio 54 when she was 7 years old. Yeah, she's going to be fucked up. There's no way not to be fucked. She dated Corey Feldman.
This poor fucking girl, man. She's been through the ringer.
So much, and I really mean it on behalf of all women and moms. Thank you. And You know, it is one of those questions that's normally like reserved also sometimes for women, you know, in that way of like, how do you do it all?
Yeah.
How do you be a husband, a father, have this profound career?
I heard she's gonna do a biography about her life called 50 First Date Rapes. And it's gonna be no, it's because they molested her when she was a kid.
I got what you meant.
All right, I thought it was witty.
It
My
didn't
bad.
need explaining.
Sorry. Jeez.
No, because she was repeatedly
By the way,
raped as a child.
Dad's not nailed it, but anyway, is she bad? She married Tom Green.
Remember that?
She married Tom Green.
Oh yeah, because JB said she dated Tom Green. Dan Snot said she
married
married Tom Green. That's a
Green.
good point. Tom Green kind of ruled.
I love Tom Green.
And Dan Snot wrote, and he divorced her.
He rules even more now.
He did actually.
Imagine Tom Green being like, look, you're a little too crazy for me.
insane.
You're a little too crazy. Yeah, you know. My bum is on these divorce papers. Sign them.
Because you know Tom Green's one of those guys that probably as soon as the cameras were off, he's like, you know, I just like to hang out at home. I like it quiet. I like to go to a hockey game. Like, he's just probably very low-key dude. And she was probably doing coke and like, let's party, let's go nuts. And he was probably like, I think she thinks that I'm the on-the-air Tom Green all the time. And I'm not. I'm actually very nice to my parents when the cameras aren't rolling.
How do you do it?
Well, you have to find
Bummer on
balance.
these divorce papers. It's fucking great.
And I think you know, it's not always easy. Sometimes
It must be really, because you know the thing is like, it must be really hard for people like John Legend.
It's got to be.
Who have more money that the generations of their family could never spend. It must be so hard.
You literally can hire somebody to keep an eye on your nanny.
Yeah, you hear that, Virgie? Stop complaining. Just hire a nanny watcher, stupid.
work kind of like has its own momentum, and you're like, well, I want to accomplish this and I want to accomplish that, but then you also need to make time for your family. And
You're such a floaty gay guy.
Yes.
You're such a
Very gay guy.
You're such a floaty, like, I get it, you know, fucking Chrissy Teigen, whatever, but you're a floaty gay guy. And the only reason that she got pregnant is some dude sucked the cum out of you and spit it in her pussy. So why don't you fucking... I hate John Legend. He's one of those soapbox fucking guys. He's one of those...
Yeah, real BLM, like, protest, lefty, commie piece of shit.
And not even the BLM stuff, because there's some rappers and shit that get into the BLM stuff or whatever, but, like, he's also into the stuff that rappers don't get into, except for, like, the CIA plants, like Lil Nas X, and, like, the gay stuff, into the trans stuff and that. Whenever you see, like, a famous, like, say what you want about, like, correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm not saying The Weeknd's not going to talk shit about gay people, but The Weeknd ain't going to go out there and be at a fucking drag show for kids either. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. It's you know, black people, they're trying to tell you the white man, but let's be real fucking honest with you. They're trying to turn you all fucking gay.
The thing is, too, is like some of these people aren't as big of stars as The Weeknd. The Weeknd's a fucking mega star right now, and they need to protect him and keep him out of politics. That's part of the reason why you
That's
don't
a
see
good
him
point.
Like, there are certain artists, like John Legend's, like, expendable. They've made pretty much most of the money they're ever going to make off John Legend. There's still some money to be made, but he ain't going to have another streak like he had back in the day. So, like, you know, this is one of those, like, you better come out and, you know, push our agenda and we'll let you keep earning. As opposed to, like, a guy like The Weeknd, where they probably specifically tell him, stay away from politics, all of it.
Yeah.
Left wing, right wing, you're a goddamn megastar. You're going to be a fucking household name if you keep making albums like this. Just shut up and make your albums, you know? So, like, I love The Weeknd. That's, like, he's probably my favorite artist right now. And they're trying to be like, nah, man, you need to be the next fucking MJ and put out albums and make us a lot of money. And then when he starts getting stale, then he'll start being like, protect trans kids. And be like, all right, well, whatever.
You'll put them out the pasture, basically.
Yeah.
They're the cushy retirement plan for them, basically, yeah.